Blog Talk Radio.
Check out the full episode of this on MENTELLECT Patreon.
Laws are ingrained in men. Laws are ingrained in the planet. Laws are ingrained in every fabric of every dimension. Class. There's a natural law and a natural order that we as the almond race are supposed to follow. Dietary law, health law, weight, mental law. There are laws that we must follow as the almond race to grow, to extend, to receive our power as the almond race. The reason why we are under the beast is because we don't know those laws of power. This Robert Greene wrote a book called The 48 Laws of Power. So that's the beast pretty much admitting that there are laws. There are laws to power that must be followed. There are laws to power that must be followed. I'm going to prove it to you. I just started typing in the chat room about laws that your body starts to naturally follow mentally and physically. All right. I'll prove it to you. Remember I said, I started getting myself in shape, and I set a law, a dietary law for myself where I would not eat meat for 5 days, and maybe on the last 2 days I would have a little meat or something like that, because I'm cutting meat out of my diet, a good portion of meat out of my diet. In other words, and I tell people this right now, especially young guys, but especially older brothers and sisters as well, and the younger ones, I'm telling everybody, young and old, elders, reduce your meat intake. Reduce your meat intake. If you're going to have meat should be on weekends, like Saturday and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday. You shouldn't be intaking meat. I broke my law the other day. Too much, pour some out. Too much, no. I broke my law the other day. It was me telling my wife to pour out some of my coffee, because I set a law to tell her that I only drink a half a cup of coffee. I do not drink full cups of coffee. She brought me a big cup of coffee. I told her, pour it down halfway. I only drink half a cup of coffee. And I also have a law on how I exercise, how I eat. The other day I broke that law and ate some chicken at a smoked chicken place. Right? And as I'm sitting there, chowing down on this chicken, I kid you not, as I'm sitting there, chowing down on this chicken, the chicken was subpar, right? As I'm eating this, why did my hand start to tense up? I literally had a muscle spasm in my hand as I'm eating this stuff. Literally. I wasn't having no muscle spasms earlier. As I'm sitting there eating this stuff, I literally had a muscle spasm in my hand, and it would not stop in my, and it was happening in one hand, and it transferred over into the next hand. It was like my body was punishing me for breaking the law. For the complete broadcast, you're going to have to go to MENTELLECT Patreon. Go to MENTELLECT Patreon for this complete broadcast, because it will not, I guarantee you, it will not be on YouTube. Subscribe to MENTELLECT Patreon and join the American Republic. Subscribe to Ethnic American channel. Subscribe to MENTELLECT Patreon, and subscribe to the new women's channel, MENTELLECT Presents, the women's channel on Patreon. And subscribe to High and Mighty Talks on YouTube with NUBEN MENKARAYZZ.